Another tough test for Miami with the Lakers in town.
Enough is enough, huh? The Heat certainly have struggled big time lately. They certainly should be hungry for a wake-up call tonight against the defending champ Los Angeles Lakers.
You had the losing streak, and you had the national TV audience, and you had the home crowd. It was just one of those games where if they lose this one, you know, I don't know what's going to happen here.
With doubt swirling, the Heat proved early this night could be different.
LeBron going to drive. LeBron inside, puts it up, got it right at the buzzer. LeBron James. Whoa, what a finish in the period for James.
You saw them dig in deep and protect their home court, and I thought this was a landmark game for Chris Bosh.
Bosh, two-hand jam inside Chris Bosh.
Bosh scored 12 points in the second quarter alone and finished the half with a team-high 16 points.
Chris did a great job of being in attack mode, shooting the jumpers when he had it, but being aggressive when he got the ball.
We had everything riding on this game, really, to be honest with you, and everybody wanted to win.
The desire continued in the second half with both teams trying to pull away, to no avail, enduring 12 lead changes. Just under 5 minutes to play, the game was tied.
Wade able to penetrate. Beautiful move by Dwayne Wade.
Wade put the Heat up by 2, but Kobe answered.
Now to Kobe. 3 to tie it. Got it from downtown. Oh, ice water in the Black Mamba thing.
However, the Lakers didn't score again.
Kobe against Dwayne Wade. Will he jack up another 3?
Here comes Kobe. Wade off to the side. Wade chased by Fisher. Finds Jack. LeBron James.
The Heat held on to beat the Lakers, ending their losing streak, once again establishing late-game success.
We knew this was going to be a competitive game that was going to go down to the wire. We prepared ourselves, and we just came out and we just played hard.
Bosh was instrumental in the win, ending the night with a team-high 24 points.
He was very aggressive. He had a terrific mindset, really set the tone for everybody.
You know, when you ask for the ball, you get it, you got to do something with it. And Chris did. You know, he came out very aggressive.
The Heat wanted to avenge the excruciating loss in Memphis from back in November. What better way to do that than focus on their identity, defense.
Wade chased him down, forced a miss, and LeBron forces Sam Young into the miss. Wade with a block on Tony Allen. What a segmented defense.
We want to come out and establish our defensive aggressiveness, really not give up paint points and make it tough on them.
And Wade did that on both ends, putting up 28 points, 5 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 9 assists. Not since Michael Jordan in 1988 had a guard put up such numbers in a single game.
Nice move. Dwayne Wade, the basket and the foul. That's artwork.
The Heat won by 33, their largest margin of victory since 2009.
My philosophy right now, do not let go of this rope. It's the same thing. We got to keep on moving forward.
Next up, the Spurs, the final Noche Latina celebration. Yet another night of possible redemption after an embarrassing loss 10 days earlier in San Antonio.
We know what they did to us last time. And, you know, we wanted to just continue to keep the momentum, you know, as we had the last few games.
Now Miller pick and roll. Joel in two-hand jam.
This was a game where the Heat just came out determined.
When it's going, and there he goes again.
This is where the Heat started to get more and more confidence how it could play against big teams.
Abajo Blair busca clavarle etapa, Bosh consigue el Miami Heat. Al ataque Wade a media cancha, Wade por la izquierda, LeBron la clava. Un machetazo nuclear aquí por parte señor LeBron James.
It's huge for us, really just getting even with this team. They beat us pretty good, and I'm happy that we were able to respond.
And respond they did with a 30-point victory. Off to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. LeBron was unreal, more so in the third quarter when he scored 23 points as he was locked in from long range.
LeBron's 3 is on the money.
When it looked like he was playing one-on-none out there, no matter who the Hawks threw in front of him, it didn't seem to matter.
LeBron for 3. He's putting on a show now.
LeBron eclipsed a major milestone that night, becoming the youngest player to tally 17,000 points as he guided the Heat to their 47th win of the season. After 3 more wins, the Heat continued their playoff push, facing the Rockets in what would be a game with historical implications.
LeBron, with a right-hand jam right down the guts. Nice spin by Twain. Tipped in by Bosh. Wade for 3. Yes! Oh,
Wade, LeBron, and Bosh all scored 30 points with 10 rebounds. It was the first time players on the same team had those numbers in regulation since 1961.
The Heat's Big Three have never played bigger. They burned the Houston Rockets with a record-setting show.
Not only did they all have the 30 points, but they all had 10-plus rebounds. That showed you that it was more than just about scoring in that game.
It's a true testament to the reason we all came together, to continue to show that we can play together, continue to make history.
We're trying to accomplish the goal, the major goal of winning a championship, but, sometimes you can enjoy the little things in between.
To know the history of the game and to know how many great players have come through this league, to have 3 teammates have 30 and 10, I think it's unbelievable.
The Heat traveled to New Jersey in early April to face a team that was hungry for a win, while the Heat were in their own fight for the #2 seed in the East.
The Heat have won 10 of their last 12 games, and Friday night moved into 2nd place in the East, Tony. They're a half game ahead of Boston, and they hope to stay there with 6 games left in the regular season.
The Heat dominated early.
LeBron on the spin. Oh, my. Put that on your highlight reels and enjoy it.
With 10 points and a game-high 14 rebounds, Eric Dampier put his stamp on the game, giving the Heat exactly what they needed, a win.
It's not really about scoring a lot of points. It's just mostly about trying to help us win games.
For the first time in 5 years, the Heat can call themselves division champs. They wrap up the Southeast Division crown by winning in New Jersey.
A week and 2 wins later, the Heat hosted Boston in their final home game.
The Boston Celtics are coming to town. The Heat will try to get a jump on the 2nd seed.
The winner will have the upper hand and home court advantage if they meet in the playoffs.
Well, this was a huge game in a regular season context for the Heat. They lost 3 games to Boston, and it was time to see if they could stand up in a way that they'd been talking about they couldn't.
The game started off the same as the previous 3. The Celtics shots were going in, and the Heat were playing from behind.
Garnett throws it up and throws it in. A 3-pointer for Kevin Garnett.
We need basics right now. We do not need home runs to take us to the win.
With a clear message, the Heat was able to fight back, taking a 7-point lead heading into the half.
Hard fought, intense, playing with passion. These 2 teams really competing.
It was a playoff atmosphere type of game. From the fans to both teams' approach, to what the game meant.
Nobody wanted to lose, and we know what we're playing for.
Bosh now on the drive. Count it and a foul.
Defense took over in the 2nd half, and Wade led the charge.
Oh, what a block from Wade!
But the bench play was what seemed to help the Heat most.
Chalmers left corner 3. Got it.
I think when our bench plays well, pretty good team. Pretty good team, and it's hard to beat us.
James spinning. Nice pass. Anthony the finish.
LeBron was the top performer, finishing the night with 27 points, guiding the Heat to their most satisfying victory of the regular season.
And the Heat get the victory and now have that 1-game lead for that 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference, and they finally break through and beat the Celtics after 3 losses.
I think today we proved that we're a much better team in this game than we was in the previous 3.
We're not done. It would mean nothing to take care of this game for us not to finish off the next 2.
The first of which was against the Hawks. The Heat were in Atlanta the very next night.
This will be a tough finish, going all the way down to the stretch.
And that it was. The game was tied with under 4 minutes to go until James Jones stepped in and stepped up.
Here's a 3 for James Jones. Kaboom! And a foul!
How many times does James Jones shoot a 3 and get fouled on the play? It's amazing.
James Jones for 3. Kaboom!
Oh, baby.
Back-to-back 4th quarter triples for James Jones.
He has ice in his veins. When he's needed in the 4th quarter, he's proven that he'll hit big shots.
Wade, Bosh, and LeBron combined for 70 points, and the Heat held on to beat the Hawks.
The fact that they beat Boston at home and then they went out the next night and won in Atlanta, that means the Heat are making progressively bigger steps going into the playoffs.
The win, coupled with the Celtics' loss, helped the Heat clinch the 2nd seed in the playoffs.
He'd wrap up the regular season tonight in Toronto, but with the second seed in the East all locked up, don't expect to see the headliners on the floor for very long.
The Heat's second unit was called upon to play the final regular season game, which held home court implications for the NBA Finals.
We still have an opportunity to do two things, to get better, and we still have an opportunity to play for something.
The Heat got great performances out of Eddie House and Jamal Magloire. House finished the night with 35 points, including 7 of 13 from three-point range.
House for three. Kaboom!
2 more coming, or 3 maybe.
House did it again! A major kaboom for Eddie House.
And the native Canadian had a game-high 19 rebounds, the most for a Heat player in the season. And the Heat beat the Raptors in convincing fashion, winning their final 15 out of 18 games.
You're seeing this team play its best basketball of the season. And that's the important thing, is that they're going into the playoffs with a lot of confidence.
There were certain situations this year where the team certainly could have fractured, but they get to the end of this finish line of the regular season and they're in position to do something. That was really the goal when the season started.
Heading into the playoffs, the band of brothers set their sights on the biggest prize of all.